Jared Cannonier, highly ranked middleweight. What is he, 4 or 5? Takes on Nassourdine Imavov, one of the three big middleweight division fights in June. And then the other two guys, Adesanya and Dricus du Plessis, aren't fighting this month, but those are the five guys. If you include Hamza and Whitaker coming up in 2 weeks, there's going to be five guys. And the crowd going crazy right now in Louisville, Kentucky, obviously America, and they're backing Jared Cannonier, the American, uh, loudly. And that's what you got to love about UFC fights, man, is no matter what city it's in America, if they got a big American fighter and there's no reason to go the other way, they're going to be going crazy. People coming together, right, for the American. And Jared Cannonier opens up with a big right to start it. Imavov lands a left leg kick. And we thought there'd be a filling out period in the last fight. There wasn't, but this one's 5 rounds. Okay. So we'll see how this first round goes, but I'm expecting someone to get finished. I mean, these guys are just two strikers. And a couple of big jabs by Imavov. You know, Cannonier gets tired of hearing the noise. Like, he had a chance to win the title or fight for the title against Adesanya and didn't fight well at all. I mean, Adesanya does that to people, right? He's got great defense. He really takes you out, and a big right by Imavov. And he's heard the noise since then, Cannonier. He wants to get a finish here. And both of these guys get tied up. Cannonier is going to walk Imavov back into the fence. Oh, look at this, a takedown by Cannonier. Okay. And I don't think this is where either guy wants to take the fight. But if you're Cannonier and you got control, go ahead and take it. And the ref pulls Imavov's hand out of the fence. Crowd chant USA once again. Loud and proud, baby. That's what I'm talking about. We need Cannonier to win this fight. That's our prediction. So I'm down with the USA right now. Oh. And he's being warned, Imavov, the fight is stopped. He's being warned of sticking his fingers out. Exactly what these new gloves are supposed to prevent. And a nice leg kick by Cannonier. 2 minutes gone. Oh, some big punches by Imavov here. Left-right combination. And you got to love it. These guys are going to stand in the pocket and throw. Cannonier up 12-4 right now. Several of those coming during the control on the takedown. But Imavov would eventually get up quickly. Was it 32 seconds on one takedown, so it didn't last long. And it's clear these guys are going to strike. I mean, it's not high pace right now. It's 14-5, midway through the round. Ooh. Okay, Jared, let's go, baby. Yes. Nice left right. Come on, Cannonier, let's go, baby. Let's go. Come on, crowd's ready. Big right. Oh. Cannonier on his back trying to kick away to Imavov. He's not letting him up. And now Cannonier. Oh, Cannonier gets his head stuck but gets it out. That was close. 130 left, round one. And he walks him back. Crowd chant USA continuously, it seems like. And if Cannonier can get the win here, we'll move to 7 of the last 8 main event predictions come true, which will really give us some space and move us to 11-8 on the year. Man, we were struggling at 4-7 at one point. And obviously, every week the main event is what you're focused on, and that's why we track it. And it's been a tough year, especially at the beginning. I mean, we were begging to get one right. Now, all of a sudden, we're 6-1 in the last 7. So a Cannonier win here would be huge for us. And right now, he's looking decent. I mean, he's clearly winning the round. And we'd like to see a finish, right? We'd like to see a big KO, but the odds makers usually know best. And if they're right, we're going to sit in here for a 5-round decision. Don't imagine they expect anyone to get a submission here, but you never know. And Cannonier's got Imavov backed up into defense with 2 seconds left on the clock, and that'll do it for round 1. And Cannonier clearly winning that round and winning it pretty easily. 1 takedown, 205 in control, 33-10 in total strikes, 18-9 in significant strikes. So he's dominating this fight right now. Now Imavov looking tired already, man, after the first round. He's really hanging on his coach. He's standing up, though, in the corner. But he's kind of bending over. He's breathing hard. Cannonier's breathing hard, too, but not quite as hard. And you know Cannonier's in great shape. Now Imavov's corner doing a really good job of getting him to breathe. So they slowed down his breathing. He looks much better in a matter of 30 seconds. Interesting. But if you're, the manager or the coach of either of these fighters, you tell Jared Cannonier, I mean, you followed the game plan perfectly in round 1. Just continue doing what you're doing. You don't have to change much, right? We'll see how round 2 plays out. Imavov, you got to pick up the pace a little bit, right? That's why they're controlling his breathing. They want to make sure he's fresh, which he does look fresh now, going into round 2. But you need to pick up the pace and match up better with Cannonier, who's kind of winning the fight on the feet. And Cannonier's got a lot of experience in the octagon. Here we go with round 2. And that's what both coaches should be telling their fighters. But if you're Imavov too, don't panic. It's early. Ooh, Cannonier comes in with a big left. Now he's flinching. Yep. And Imavov almost walking himself through, reaching out with the fingers and then closing back to a fist because he's been warned several times by the ref. Let's go Jared now is the chant. You got USA, let's go Jared. And a big moment for him, man, because you don't see the crowd behind him a lot. Like, did the crowd go behind him for Adesanya? No. In other big fights like this, no. I mean, this is probably the biggest fight of Cannonier's life in terms of just wanting to please the crowd and do something big. Ooh, and a big left right by Cannonier. Let's go, Jared. I'm with it, baby. But give me a finish. And another big right. And then he shoves Imavov to the ground and he spins, rolls, and gets right back up and takes a right. Now Cannonier trying to put the head on the hip. But Imavov doing a good job of protecting himself. And this round's starting a lot like round 1. Jared Cannonier with all the experience in the world, right, for this setting. I mean, when I was doing this prediction, in my mind, I had Jared Cannonier winning the fight, right? Then I saw he's 40, and I'm like, ugh. When a fighter hits, I mean, when they hit 35, it's not good. When they hit 40, it's really not good. But he doesn't look like a 40-year-old. I mean, he's in tremendous shape. And no signs of slowing down yet as he lands 2 jabs coming out of a break. 3 minutes left, round 2. And a nice jab by Cannonier. He's really finding his range right now.
All the way through those 5 rounds, and just over time, it snowballed when Marvin Vettori just ran away with it.
And it's just a lot of experience now. I mean, having these main events, being in the spotlight, getting used to these moments is big for an athlete.
Cannonier keeping Imavov backed up into the fence, really controlling the position here. And some nice elbows by Imavov. But it doesn't phase Cannonier. And this is interesting, I didn't expect this from Cannonier. I expected him just to stand and strike. USA chance picking up once again. Jared's over 3 minutes of control already in the first 8 minutes of the fight. And eventually, Cannonier's got to shove off here. I mean, he's in a position where, it's easy, right? He's not taking any punches or strikes or anything like that, so he's content in keeping Imavov backed up into defense. And he takes a knee to the body. Cannonier lands a right. Now both fighters walk to the center of the octagon, but are still tied up. And now Cannonier finally shoves off. Ooh. And some big shots here by Imavov. Now a right by Cannonier. 110 left in round 2. And a missed uppercut by Imavov as both fighters are pushed back by the ref. Cannonier's mouthpiece comes out. And we're back in action. 1 minute left. Ooh, and a nice right by Imavov. Be careful, Jared. Come on, man. And another big right. Imavov's picking up the pace here. Yeah, Jared, you better keep moving. Very close round, for sure. Yeah, 17-17 in this round. That's what I thought. Final 20 seconds could decide it. Cannonier's really controlled this round. If he can land 2 or 3 strikes right here, it'd be huge. And it's Imavov landing one, then another, and Cannonier's covering up, and they might give this to Imavov. And I'll tell you what, they might give that to Imavov. He led in significant strikes. Jared still had a lot of control time, but it seems like the momentum has turned a little bit over the last 2 minutes. Now it's Cannonier taking a big, deep breath. And as they are in their corners right now, you can only imagine the amount of energy that you expend inside the octagon. I mean, your heart has got. You're in a fight with another human being. Like, your heart's pounding. As we see the replay, I mean, Cannonier really nearly ducked a big right hand by Imavov, which to me could have finished the fight. I mean, but both guys are in close proximity. And it seems like something's going to happen, but again, the odds makers usually know best. And they're saying no KO here. This thing's going to a decision. And Cannonier is no stranger to decisions. Even if he gets KO'd, I'd love to see someone get a finish here. Someone propel. That's what we need in this division. It didn't look good that Sean Strickland squeaked out a victory over Paulo Costa. Big right hand. First 10 seconds for Cannonier in round 3, followed by a left. But it didn't look good that Sean Strickland won a weird fight against Costa, right? Just kind of protected himself the whole fight. It's not going to be good if Cannonier, edges out a victory over Imavov or vice versa. I mean, I guess it could be good for Whitaker and Hamza, because if one of them come out and get a finish, it might propel them up. Now Imavov looking for the takedown. He gets it. Cannonier goes down to one knee, walks himself back up. And you got some people saying 2018 Cannonier, 2-0. You got the other half saying 1919. I would lean 1919 by the way that Imavov finished a round. And the crowd doesn't like this. They're all shouting at Imavov. He's got the back of Cannonier, not really doing much with it. Of course, the crowd is pro Cannonier, so they're going to want to see some action here. Cannonier taking his time. He turns back into Imavov and spins him back into the fence. And now the crowd's on their feet. They're liking this. Eventually, they're going to shove off and start striking again. Let's go, Cannonier. Come on, man. Do something, baby. First 2 minutes go on, round 3. We're approaching the midway point of the fight. And after 2 quick fights to start the watch party tonight, we now got a back and forth in the main event. And you obviously know it's high level at this point, 4 versus 7. And if Imavov does win, whoever does the rankings, you guys better not put Vettori above him. Okay, Cannonier opening up a little bit. Okay. Plenty of time left in this round, too. 2:20 left. And now Cannonier walks Imavov back into the fence. And it's kind of getting lulled to sleep a little bit here if something does happen, because it's just, a little bit of striking and then right back to the fence. 5:20 of control time now for Cannonier. So he's really pulling away in that department. I mean, Imavov has 2 takedowns, but hasn't done much with it. Not even a minute of control time. 49-37 Cannonier in significant strikes. 80-50 in total strikes. And he seems to be winning this round. So at worst, he'll be up 2-1 if he can continue in this direction. And a nice knee to the body by Cannonier. They get loose again and a big right by Cannonier. Let's see if they can finish for 120. Striking. No more tie-ups. Let's go, man. Forget the control stuff. Nobody's submitting anybody. There you go, Cannonier. Okay. Both guys land a big right. Look out. Now a jab by Imavov. Come on. And both guys sense the opportunity here, right? I mean, this is an absolutely huge fight to kind of put yourself in the top 5 of the division. Maybe Vettori sneaks in there, but I don't see him as being someone right now that's in that upper echelon of the division. And that's why it's just hard to imagine Cannonier losing a fight, and why I made my prediction. Now Cannonier ties him up again. About 30 seconds left in round 3. Now the crowd beginning to boo both fighters. They want to see some action. And it is a good fight. I mean, when you look at the significant strikes, 54-44, it's by no means boring. We're just getting lulled to sleep because there's these points where they're just tied up a lot of times for 7 minutes, and some big leg kicks by Imavov to finish the round. But yeah, Cannonier won that round. Okay. He's probably up by 4 or 5 significant strikes in that round. Led in control time. But the other key area here that could be overlooked right now by myself is head strikes. Imavov leads 37-33. So with all the control that Cannonier has shown here, he's still trailing in head strikes. So he's got to pick up the pace in that area, because that's something that really sticks out to the judges. I mean, we've seen cases where a fighter is led in all categories, but then the head strikes were big the other way, and that guy can win, usually wins the fight. Because leg kicks aren't seen as a big thing among the judges. It's more for a fighter trying to control the other fighter or take the legs out. Body shots, or unless it's a big one, they really don't matter, right? It's all about the head strikes, a little bit about the takedowns and control time, unless it's a huge factor, which if we continue on this pace, Cannonier is going to be over 10 minutes of control time. So here we go, round 4. Main event rounds now. And a nice left by Cannonier to start the round. So it appears these guys are going to cause me to miss the end of the Stanley Cup final. I'm nervous to switch over out of fear of missing something. But Florida's up 2-0. Let me go back to the live stream. 2-0, 20 seconds left. Okay, so Florida's going to be up 1-0. And the crowd is going crazy, man. That's where I grew up, so this is like a big deal. And the goalie is phenomenal. They're going to win this thing 2-0. On an open net goal, 3-0 Florida. Let's go, baby. Let's freaking go, man. Bring home the cup for once. That game's over. Beautiful. Now I can watch this in peace. 4 minutes left. Round 4. Ooh. Nice, Imavov. I hear you. So you got one weighing in saying, uh-oh. Cannonier's in trouble. Oh, boy. And I was just going to say, you got some people saying 29-28 Imavov. Cannonier's in a little bit of trouble here. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, he lands a big right, but... And that's it. He stopped the fight. What? Why did he stop the fight, bro? Wow. That's a terrible stoppage. One of the worst I've ever seen. And he's trying to convince Cannonier, but that was not even close to what should be a stoppage after going... Come on, man. That's bullcrap, man. People are going to be talking about this. Terrible stoppage. And I'm sure Dana White will say that in the post-fight press conference if we see him. Terrible stoppage. Let's see the replay. I mean, this fight's a wrap. Okay, so he lands the big right. And Cannonier's out on his feet a little bit. He's kind of, dancing around. But he's running toward the fence to, give himself a second. Then he resets. Takes another right. Same thing. Okay. Yeah, and he's clearly affected. But he's running to get out of dodge to give himself a second. But I want to see when the ref actually stopped it. What's he seeing here? Because Cannonier just landed a big right and it took a left. Are you serious? Yeah, the crowd's... This is terrible stoppage. Absolutely terrible. And I hate to see that for Jason Herzog because I like him, but this is not the setting where you want to stop it early. Wow. Cannonier can't believe it. He's going to fall to 17-7, but Imavov's going to get the win to move to 14-4 here. Unreal. And it was 61-60 Imavov, who was really starting to come on. I mean, but it's a shame we don't get to see a true finish here. 51-37 head strikes. Jared Cannonier had a lot of control, 6 minutes versus 1 minute, so it's always the possibility he could have shot in for the takedown to buy himself some time, but we don't know what would happen. But Imavov gets the win. He's going to put himself like in that top 5 figure area in the middleweight division. So big win for Imavov. I disagree with the stoppage, but it is what it is here. Middleweight division, UFC Louisville.